2 wins in a row for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Can you believe it? They go into Toronto and they come away with a win thanks to their 2 Canadians, SGA and Lou Dort. But there were some unlikely heroes like Darius Bazley and Mike Muscala. SGA gets his first technical foul ever, and so much more to get through on this exciting back and forth game between the Thunder and the Toronto Raptors. All that and more coming up on today's Locked On Thunder on the Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day.
You are Locked On Thunder, your daily Oklahoma City Thunder podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Let's get it going on the Locked On Thunder podcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day. I am your host. You can follow me on Twitter at Rylan_Styles. You can follow the show on Twitter at LOThunderPod and email the show, LOThunderPod@gmail.com. On today's show, we're going to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder come from behind win over the Toronto Raptors. Darius Bazley bounces back in this one. SGA continues to be that guy. Lou Dort was off the charts with his aggressiveness, and a veteran trio that helped the Thunder win this game, a tight one, a back-and-forth game between the Toronto Raptors, probably the most fun game in years for the Thunder. It was a fun one to watch. This was an incredible game, an incredibly riveting entertainment tonight in Toronto as the 2 Canadians for the Thunder return back to their home country. And, of course, the atmosphere was awesome. It felt like a really important game, and you could tell by the way the Thunder played. It was a very important game to them, and not just to Lou Dort and SGA, but to the entire team as a whole. They wanted to succeed for their 2 leaders from Lou Dort and an SGA. But we start the way we always do with our game overview. In this game, Aaron Wiggins was out and Vit was out with the G League assignment, but still, Gabriel Deck did not play, Ty Jerome did not play, Dale Maldon did not play, and Isaiah Roby did not play. For the Raptors, Goran Dragic, OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Kim Birch were all out for Toronto. The Thunder start out with SGA, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Darius Bazley, and JRE. The Raptors start out with Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher. The Thunder came in on a 1-game winning streak and wanted to continue that after snapping that 8-game losing streak. And, of course, the return of SGA and Lou Dort to Canada was a big, big deal. And, again, the Thunder played very inspired basketball. They played a brand of basketball that you can be proud of, and it was fun to watch. And really, from the word go, this game was everything you could hope for as a Thunder fan. Darius Bazley had 3 great rim finishes. He turned his defense into offense, and he's been struggling, having the worst year of his career, showing again another regression, even from last year's regression offensively. And he got going offensively tonight, which we'll see how that actually transpires and how that kind of translates into the next game and the rest of the season. But for tonight, he had a really, really good game. And then Lou Dort knocks down the 3, and then Josh Giddey knocks down the 3. And that's how this game starts, the scoring for the Thunder. Now, eventually, Oklahoma City did get down by 10 to Toronto at the half. Toronto was once up by 13. Oklahoma City in the third quarter, though, made their money. And this is what good teams do. This is what separates a lot of teams, is that third quarter. And oftentimes, the Thunder, being so young and being so inexperienced in the roster construction that the Thunder do have, oftentimes they have a lull in that third quarter, where this was one of the best third quarters you're going to find for the Thunder as they outscore Toronto 32-12 and hold Toronto to 9% or 19% from the floor in that third frame. Oklahoma City went for a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. It felt like they had control of this game. There's 9 lead changes. There was 8 times tied in this game. But Nick Nurse's teams always fight back, and the Thunder fought back as well. And this just became a riveting boxing match between these two teams. I think that the first credit goes to the Thunder because they were delivered a huge blow in that second quarter. The Toronto defense was swarming. It made the offense stagnant. SGA got 1 shot at time in the second quarter. The offense was just not there, and it felt like Toronto was just overwhelming the Thunder, even without OG Anunoby, one of their best defenders, even without their 2 centers in Birch and Precious. It still felt like that Toronto defense was just too much. As we know, Nick Nurse is an awesome defensive-minded coach. But the Thunder went at halftime, regrouped, and had a counterpunch ready to go and won that huge third-quarter run. And then Toronto responded to that in the fourth quarter after being down 14, and really it felt like this game was salted away a few times for the Thunder, most notably the third 3 from Josh Giddey down the stretch of that fourth quarter. And they still tied this game up. They still take the lead with under 40 seconds left, and it was just a incredibly fun basketball game. You will not find many more entertaining games than this, just start to finish, as a pure basketball product. And Toronto out rebounds the Thunder by one rebound. This is how close the game was. One rebound separates the two teams. They both turned it over 13 times. Toronto and the Thunder each shot 45.2% from the floor. Each of them. It's just that tight, that competitive. The Thunder shot 42% from three. Toronto shot 36% from three. Oklahoma City cashed in on 85% of their free throws, but Toronto only hit 66% of their free throws. The rare game that the Thunder win while also losing the fast break points, they lost 18-11 in that category. Toronto won the second chance points 11-6. Points in the paint also went to Toronto, 44-38. But this game was incredibly close as the Thunder dished out one more assist. They only had 3 fewer blocks and they had 6 more steals than Toronto had. And then from a scoring standpoint, the Thunder had 4 in double figures. Their 4 prominent starters, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Darius Bazley, SGA. Kenny Hustle had 9 points. Derek Favors had 8 points to get close to double figures. Toronto had 5 in double digits. None of the other ones besides those 5 had above 5 points themselves. So they had 5 in double figures, and then past that, they only had 5 more players who had 5 points. Nobody had above that either. Toronto hit 60% from the floor in the first half. The Thunder hit 47% from the floor in the first half, and that kind of spun on its head a bit in the second half as the Thunder shoot 44% from the floor in the second half, and the Raptors shot 35%. The difference, again, was that third quarter. In that third quarter, the Thunder shot 47% in that frame and held Toronto to 19% from the floor, and that's how the Thunder won this game, 110-109, and just, again, one of the most fun games you're going to see. There were so many moments of this game. You had the driving kick by SGA out to Mike Muscala for that game winner, another game winner for Mike Muscala in a Thunder uniform. You had the Darius Bazley block at the end to just kind of cement his perfect night. This was a perfect night from Darius Bazley. Somebody who's been just piled on and piled on and piled on all season long, went and had a flawless night. 15 points, 1 missed shot, 1 for 2 from 3. That was his offensive game for Darius Bazley. He was cutting, he was relocating, he was moving well in the offense, he was getting to his spots properly, and he was very, very engaged and active. He did not get deflated, he did not get kind of demoralized, he did not get kind of checked out offensively. He stayed in tune offensively, stayed in a rhythm, and stayed relocating and moving, and it allowed him to be the beneficiary of some beautiful passes from SGA and the guards, and also some easy buckets, because as you keep moving, as you keep cutting back door, his length, his ability to leap out of the gym is going to allow him to get to the rim at an easy clip. And that's what happened tonight as he continued to stay engaged offensively. And that's the type of game you want from him offensively. That's what you've been waiting for Darius Bazley, as he continues to show you some of these elite flashes defensively and continues to show you this huge progress on the defensive end against tough matchups. Having the offense come around is what we've all been waiting on. It's why that everyone is so frustrated with Darius Bazley. In this game, he has the 15 points. He has the 5 rebounds. He has the 2 steals, the 1 block, which is a game winner. And even though it's only 1 block, he contested so many shots that some of them went in. Like there was one Siakam fadeaway Dirk Nowitzki free throw line shot that Bazley was smothering Siakam. If Bazley had even a step closer to him or got any closer to him, it'd be an automatic foul on the jump shooter. That's how close Bazley was inside of Spicy P's shorts. And Pascal made it because he's a tough bucket finisher and he's able to do that. That's what all stars in this league can do. And so it was moments like that even when their shots went in, you could still point to that's great defense from Darius Bazley. So he kept that great defense while also creating a high motor offensively. And when those two things collide for Bazley, it creates a product like this that you see tonight, which shows you, hey, this guy can really genuinely be a starter in this league. That's why Mark continues to pound his head against the wall and continues to start Darius Bazley. It's for moments like tonight. It's for games like tonight. That high intensity motor, that peak athleticism from Darius Bazley, it culminates into this whenever he's on, whenever he's getting found by his guards and when things are working perfectly. This is how it looks in 32 minutes. He only had 1 foul defensively as well, which has been a historic clip for him of not fouling these tough assignments and still just having the highest block rate of his career and highest block rate for his position in the entire NBA, according to Cleaning the Glass. But again, relocating, cutting, running the floor, that's the Bazley game. It's not a need for superstar numbers. It's not a need for 20 points per game and 10 rebounds. It's a need for that. It's a need for in 32 minutes, get me 15 points, get me 5, 6, 7 rebounds, a couple steals, a block, and some tight defense. That's all you need for that complementary role of Darius Bazley. And then you allow SGA, You allow Josh Giddey whenever he develops. You allow Lou Dort to continue to be kind of your workhorses offensively, and Bazley cleans it up. Bazley cleans it up with his great cuts, with his great kind of ability to follow the action and stay in line with the offense. This game could not work out any better for the Oklahoma City Thunder, could not work out any better for Darius Bazley, and he has to be the lead story tonight. We're going to talk more about this game coming up, but first, I want to say right now about our good friends over at Shopify. Shopify is incredible. You know the sound of a sale, and I love that sound. That sound just makes me smile every time that I hear that ka-ching on that cash register for another sale being made. Shopify is the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. In case you don't know, Shopify is a complete commerce platform that lets you start, grow, and manage your business. Subscription-based software allows you to set up an online store and sell your products. Shopify store owners can also sell in physical store locations using Shopify's POS. That's our point of sale app and accompanying software. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources that were previously reserved for only big businesses, so upstarts now can have the same exact benefits as established businesses alike and can truly try to make a difference everywhere with synchronized online and in-person sales and effortless information and information and data for you to use. So scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility, and Shopify helps you make your entrepreneurial dreams come true. Like Colin Oates. I love how Shopify has the tools and resources to make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. Everywhere, Shopify can help you out. It powers 1.7 million businesses from the first sale to full scale, reaching your customers online and accessing social networks and social media platforms with the ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more. It allows you to gain insight and grow as you get detailed reports and conversion rates from profit margins and beyond. So go to shopify.com/LockedOnNBA. That's shopify.com/LockedOnNBA for a free 14-day trial to get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. So once again, grow your business with Shopify today at shopify.com/LockedOnNBA. That's shopify.com/LockedOnNBA, all lowercase there. Shopify.com/LockedOnNBA. Also, I want to say about TrueBill, because TrueBill is a very special product that you need to invest in, you need to look into, because it helps you save money. And we all need to save some money, folks, especially around this holiday season. There's a huge business scam around the free trial market, because when you go sign up for a free trial, it's going to auto-renew likely without your consent. And it's a scam to get more money out of your pocket. So download TrueBill to take control of your subscriptions. TrueBill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you do not need or want or simply forgot about. On average, people save $720 per year with TrueBill. Because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, TrueBill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your account in TrueBill, and TrueBill will then cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And your TrueBill concierge is there whenever you need help to cancel those unwanted subscriptions, so you do not have to. TrueBill has over 2 million users to help save them $100 million. Do not fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at TrueBill.com/LockedOnNBA. So go right now, TrueBill.com/LockedOnNBA. That's TrueBill.com/LockedOnNBA. They can save you thousands of dollars a year. Make sure you go check them out. TrueBill.com/LockedOnNBA. We are back on Locked On Thunder podcast, on Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day. Thank you for making Locked On Thunder your first listen every single morning, every single day. We're here for you talking Thunder basketball. Really appreciate that. Also, go check out the Locked On NBA podcast for the national perspective about basketball. And there was a fun night of basketball Wednesday, so they're going to have a lot to talk about over there at Locked On NBA. Now, SGA, still incredible, folks. 26 points tonight, 9 assists, 2 rebounds, a steal, only 1 foul, 2 turnovers, and his first ever technical foul. He was jawing back and forth with Gary Jr., and then it kind of resulted in him getting teed up. He had that drive and kicked to Muscala for the game winner at the top of the key. 12 free throws tonight. And here's the big deal. 12 for 12 at the line. Did not split the difference. Did not miss clutch shots at the free throw line, including hitting 2 important free throws late in this game to tie it back up with seconds remaining on the clock. He had 9 first half points, 1 for 1 in the second quarter. In the third quarter, he shot 47% from the floor. He took 1 fourth quarter shot as well, but was really distributing this ball and getting the offense in line. And that was what's been so impressive to see about SGA, is that he can still do it in a multitude of ways. And so the numbers do not look incredibly efficient for SGA, but in that second half, 47% from the floor is a big deal. And then again, only taking one shot in the fourth quarter, but still in the second half, he got that efficiency back up, and his patience this year and ability to facilitate this year has been a welcome sign for this entire group and organization. And as he takes a stride there, as he has made it known publicly and everywhere else that he wants to be a point guard in this organization, wants to be a point guard for his NBA future, seeing that leap he's made as a patient passer and as somebody who can let the offense develop and somebody who can react brilliantly to whenever defenses collapse on him, as they did tonight. I mean, that play was pretty well improvised if you listen to Mark. I mean, Mark talked about how, out of the timeout, they wanted SGA to set that screen, which he did, which had a Lu Dort cutting action off of it. And that was really where it's supposed to go. Not really to the three-point line, but really supposed to go to that Lu Dort cut to just tie the game up, and not to really just tie the game up. And so instead, though, SGA was patient, was able to diagnose the play in real time, and was able to say, you know what? I've now just had this entire defense fall onto me, and I have a wide open Mike Muscala who's shooting the best of his career from beyond the arc. I'm going to get this ball and spray it out to Muscala. Muscala knocks it down. Thunder lead by 1, and then a great defensive stand there by Bazley and this Thunder team to make sure that they win this game. It was an awesome display from Bazley and from SGA. Of course, SGA is getting on a run here: 39 points, 30 points, and 26 points. That's his last 3 games. And then last 2 games, 13 assists and 9 assists today, including the game-winning assist to Mike Muscala. SGA is kind of rounding back into form at the perfect time as All-Star voting opens up here at the end of December. He puts together a great game Friday against the Lakers and a great December, and he'll really gain some steam as we head into this All-Star voting period to kind of get his first All-Star nod. And again, there's so much more that goes into All-Star voting that is not necessarily just play on the floor, that it'll be hard for him to make it, but in general, he's rounding into that all-star caliber player that we all know and love. So it's great to see that from him. Now, Lu Dort showed more of his emotion in this game, even though actually got his first technical foul of his entire career. But you could tell Lu was amped up to play in Toronto. You could tell that this meant more to him than, say, Monday in Detroit. And that's no knock on him. And then that's a great thing. It's a thing that you kind of expect, right? Whenever you're playing in your hometown, your home country, your home everything in Toronto. It started out with Lu Dort taking a very deep 3, and then Lu Dort trying to murder somebody at the rim and just in their entire career taking off, where we've never really seen him attempt to do that kind of slam. It didn't go in, but it was just showing you how excited he was. And then he follows that up with a behind-the-back pass to Favors, which, if Favors could catch the basketball, would have been a highlight forever among the Lu Dort cults and the Thunder faithful alike on social media. It's a brilliant behind-the-back pass. We've also never seen him attempt to pull off, just like that dunk he tried to pull off. 22 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, a block, 4 fouls, 40% from 3 on 10 attempts, 44% from the line. He created shots for himself, which was the big deal tonight. I mean, he was bullying people in the lane, most notably Scotty Barnes, just taking him to the rack and ripping the ball free on second chance points, and also just lowering his shoulder and creating room for him to knock down a shot in the restricted area. He had some nice rim finishes, of course, hit the 4 threes. He was just a fun player to watch progress on that scoring end, and still played his typical defense, which you love to see. I think that with Bazley, SGA, and Lu Dort, it was a trio that really sparked this win, along with Josh Giddey and your veterans. And so Josh Giddey in this game, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, a block, 5 turnovers, though, which, again, Josh Giddey will need to clean that turnover margin up. He's a rookie. He's getting bulk minutes in this setting. It's nothing to panic about, but eventually he'll need to clean up those turnover numbers that we're seeing at times. And he does a good job of leveling them off, usually around the 2 to 3 turnover mark. But there are some games where that kind of defenses like Toronto can jump the passing lanes. I mean, Toronto has like 5 guys in the top 10 and the top 5 of deflections. They are awesome at playing the passing lanes, awesome at using their length, and great at deterring passes. And so whenever you have a guard like Josh Giddey, who's going to be a pass-first oriented guard, who's 19 years old, he's going to turn the ball over against this defense that just generates turnovers in general. But late in this game, he settled in. Those turnovers happen a lot in the first half and in the early on stages in this game. But late in this game, he was out there. This was a quintessential game for the Thunder. It's a late game scenario. They're playing all the young guys, and they happen to win, and that's awesome. It's awesome that they won this way on the backs of all their young guns, including Josh Giddey, who at 19 years old was trusted to settle in the offense and trusted to run this offense at times late in this game. And he did that at a great clip for his age, and it was just fun to watch him operate. 3 threes from Josh Giddey. He went 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, 41% from the floor, knocking down triples as he gains that consistently. If he becomes an average three-point shooter, all bets are off what Josh Giddey can be. It's just the sky's the limit for what Josh Giddey can be if he can become an average three-point shooter, much less above average, much less more than that. It is a treat to watch this team play. They are a fun, exciting, and entertaining team. What's also fun and exciting is stance. The apparel is very well made. It's super soft. It is entirely unique. It's a lot of fun to wear them. You're going to be looking forward to purchasing more yourself. And Stance gives you a sense of confidence simply by feeling good. It's these amazing socks. You're going to be hearing about Stance apparel a lot lately, especially because they just launched a new line of active apparel. Plus, it's the holiday gift-giving time, and Stance is the coolest gift you can give. Sharing my experiences with Stance is the fact that I'll never forget getting those Russell Westbrook Stance socks whenever they came out. They feel great. They're just incredible to walk on. It feels like you're truly walking on clouds. Founded in 2009, Stance Apparel represents a radical reinvention of socks, underwear, and active apparel with a sharp focus on comfort, quality, and creativity. Stance brings an atypical aesthetic along with some pop culture of the hottest collaborations that you're going to find in the style and self-expression game, because everything you wear should be a direct extension of who you are and how you feel. And Stance makes me feel incredible. I love Stance socks. They are the best. And so they've made a believer out of me. They can make a believer out of you as well. This stuff is incredible. Stance believes that the perfect fit matters more than anything else. So make sure that you have the perfect fit for you and you're not just fitting in. It feels so good to use Stance socks to try it yourself. Give it to yourself. See how you like it. Register for an account at stance.com and get 15% off of your first purchase. So you can register for an account at stance.com. 15% off your first purchase. Use the promo code LOCKEDON at checkout to apply. Enjoy any color, the comfort of everything that you want with Stance, from again active apparel, to socks, to underwear, everything that you can think of from Stance. Stance.com, locked on, will get you 15% off of your next opening of your account. So make sure you go open the account for that promo code locked on at stance.com. We are back on Locked On Thunder podcast, on Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day. Again, thank you for making Locked On Thunder your first listen every single morning, every single day. We're here for you, talking Thunder basketball. And the trio of veterans tonight, Muscala, Kenny Hustle, Derek Favors. You do not win this game without those veterans. They really steady the ship for the young guys. And the young guys played well. The young guys held their own in those clutch moments. And we talk about how oftentimes whenever you have a team like this, it's just so full of young players, that the late stages, the third quarter that was really pivotal, the fourth quarter, and later on as this game gets tight in the clutch time, 5 minutes left, 2 minutes left in a 5-point game, whatever the case is, you see them kind of falter a bit because they haven't really been there before. And so the young guys did a good job of fighting that themselves, fighting against that themselves, but they had a great job and a great help from Muscala, Williams, and Favors. Those three combined for 23 points and 13 rebounds and 6 assists. 56% from the floor as well in this game. That production, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 56% shooting, that production cannot be matched. And in a 1-point game, one possession game like this, you needed every single point, you need every single contribution, but it was really those guys contributing in bulk and helping out these young guys and being there to assist them. Again, how many times did they miss shots? Not very often. They shot 56% from the floor. And so this was an amazing game. This was a sit back, scream at your television game, clap your hands in the living room. It was tough shot after tough shot. Fred VanVleet was awesome. Pascal Siakam was awesome. Gary Trent Jr. was hitting falling down threes. They were jawing back and forth with each other, Gary Trent Jr. and the SGA. It was a fun atmosphere, a fun game, and something that you really miss being a part of, right? As a Thunder team is rebuilding and they're trying out these young guys, you get invested in the storylines. You get invested in the player developmental growth of every single player. And we still have plenty to enjoy watching, but there's nothing like a tight, competitive, close game that feels like it's so important. It feels like it matters. And this game felt like it mattered to everybody involved in that building tonight. And the fact that you had the Mike Muscala three-pointer to go ahead, and the fact that you had the Bazley block at the buzzer, the fact that that putback was just a millisecond from going in to have the Thunder lose this game, everything about this game was awesome. I mean, again, I screamed, I clapped my hands, I was intently, kind of over the top on this game from watching it, because it just brought that much emotion out of you from the way that this team played, and you had to tip your cap to them anytime that they can do that. The bet of the day was the Thunder plus 7.5. That obviously cashes in. I thought SGA would win the Moneyball Award for the most three-pointers made tonight. I thought that he'd be on his step-back game and hitting those sidestep threes, but it was Lou Dort who cashed in 4 triples tonight. The MVP, Darius Bazley, man. I mean, Darius Bazley gets so much flack, gets so much just kind of hate, and for him to have this game where you did not win this game without Bazley was a big deal, and so he gets MVP, just to kind of reset him. We'll see what he does on Friday against the Lakers. But speaking of what's coming up next on Locked On Thunder, Friday, we're going to talk about the Pacers rebuild, stock watch, and a Lakers preview. Saturday, we're going to do a Lakers recap episode, and then Sunday, a Mavs recap episode to start the next week. So we are here for you every single day on Locked On Thunder. So subscribe for free on all platforms, including on the new platform of YouTube. Until tomorrow, I'm Rylan Stiles. Follow me on Twitter at Rylan_Stiles, and be good to one another.